Welcome back, everybody, to the Collegiate Core Strike League Championship Sunday. My name is Chris Clayton, and I'm joined once again by my lovely friend Ether, a.k.a. Nolan. Nolan, welcome to the show. How you feeling?
I'm feeling electric.
That's good.
Ready to get into some Collegiate Core Strike.
Yes.
We're going to have a Lakeland, UT Dallas for our first match here.
Yeah, it should be very exciting. For those of you who may remember last year, this will be a rematch of last year's finals, I believe. But before we get into all of that, hopefully a lot of you had the opportunity to watch the game day show that was on for the last hour. Shout out to Surplus and the guys for leading us into this. But on that show, there's a bit of a hot topic right now, and it's how yesterday ended. We had a series go the distance, and when I say the distance, we mean Game 3, Set 5, Point 5 between Longhorns and UCLA. Now, at the very end of this, there was, unfortunately, an own goal, but they did not have the replay on game day. So we want to take a moment and show you all this debate. The opinions of the show, generally speaking, they seem to agree that this shot was going in and that a play needed to be made. Now, let's go back because we have the power to do so. And Nolan, I want you to break this down. What are you seeing?
So I sort of agree with what they were saying on game day. I think that Dubu is not able to make it, as we'll see kind of a zoomed-in shot. The rune pillar will form on screen here just a bit. You see the blue circle forming the rune pillar right there. And if we keep going slow-mo, you see, I don't believe that Dubu will be able to reach that core with it still going up into the corner there. But the redirect, I believe, if the Dubu rolls just like a few milliseconds even right before that redirect actually gets saved by both the rune and the Dubu. So I think it's a good attempt by Mr. Flambeau to kind of redirect it down towards the Dubu, or even if the Dubu might be able to, not quite able to strike there, but I think it's a good attempt by both Maple and Mr. Flambeau, but unfortunately no play was able to be made. So I don't think Mr. Flambeau is at fault there.
Yeah, and I think that's a great breakdown. I mean, we thank you very much to our replay officials back in the prod room for giving us that. I mean, I agree. It's a game of inches, right? We said milliseconds could be the difference between a saved shot there, and unfortunately, it's going to fall on Mr. Flambeau for an own goal. But I mean, a great attempt, and in a desperation moment, that stuff's going to happen. But enough of that, right? We felt like we wanted to show the audience the clip because we knew that game day wouldn't be able to show that. So thank you to our production for showing that. But let's take a look at the rest of the day, right? Enough of that last play. We had an insane clip here from Soren as Lakeland pretty much rolled through UCLA in what was a relatively close game, but ultimately Lakeland looking very, very strong in their first game of yesterday.
Yeah, and what we're touching on yesterday is the presence of E.T. Han. He doesn't touch the core a whole bunch, but he doesn't need to. With him just being able to consistently get goal barriers, get these goals, if they can get this core to E.T. Han, it's just going to go in.
Yeah, and it's just demanding so much attention. We saw the different strategies of maybe we kill him, maybe we play around him, maybe we just prevent the core from ever even getting to him, and none of it really seemed to work. We have yet to find an answer, at least on stream, for how any of these teams can address the E.T. Han issue. But now looking forward to NJIT against UTD Meteorites. We will be seeing NJIT today, as well as now this was the series yesterday that went so far, right? At Longhorns against UCLA. This was a banger by definition to end the day.
Yeah, you had to be there for that match. A banger 2-2 to end the set, to end the series even, and UCLA gave us one hell of a show.
Yes, yeah. This was so much fun to watch, and again, we've seen this clip now already. A tragic way for that to end, but enough of replays, right? Let's take a look at where we are now. So fast forward to present day Championship Sunday. We are now in round 3, right? Taking a look, round 4, as we see the results. SLU still on a tear, the favorite likely to win this all, as the 1 seed will have to take on George Mason on the other stream, and we will be taking a look at this 2 versus 3 seed matchup, Lakeland versus UT Dallas.
Yeah, and these teams, we all know these teams. We all know SLU. We all know George Mason. We all know Lakeland and UT Dallas. They're the big guys, have always been kind of the top here. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to give us here in this matchup.
Right, yeah, should be some very, very close games. And now as we look toward the lower side of the bracket, right, we have NJIT and UCLA awaiting the results of the upper bracket matches. So we'll be sure to bring you all the action as we can, and if it won't be on our stream, be sure to tune in to the other stream to catch as much Omega Strikers actions as you can. But enough about the tournament, right? We have a matchup here to present to you all. So, taking a look towards picks and bans for Lakeland versus UT Dallas, the 2 seed against the 3 seed, and it will be Taiko Temple to start.
Yeah, and again, Night Market, IME's app, stuff we're kind of used to seeing, but Taiko, LU's, Lakeland's specialty, we saw that yesterday. They are so incredibly comfortable with this map. They're able to get those bounces, find those sneaky angles off that middle Taiko drum, off those side Taiko kind of drums as well. So this is a map they're so comfortable on.
Right, yeah, certainly no surprise. And we are getting word from our production. It sounds like the graphic may be a little backwards. We will be starting on Night Market, actually. UT Dallas was Team 1 here. But the picks are the same, right? We'll just be starting with UTD's pick first. Amy's app, the decider. I don't believe we got any Amy's app action, at least on stream yesterday. So that will certainly be fun to watch. But yes, I mean, with picks and bans out of the way, right, we should be getting into game fairly soon. I mean, you made a great point. Lakeland looked so comfortable on Taiko Temple. We saw all different kinds of angles and shots, backward shots at the center drum. And, I mean, yeah, that's certainly no surprise that Lakeland picking that map. Night Market, relatively standard. And Amy's app, I mean, really no surprises.
Yeah, and we actually did see E.T. Han pull out the classic, the Dubu forward. Knowers know on that one. But he was able to just get in that corner, use the Tofu Fortress, use just that small amount of room and say, okay, there's no way you can stop this. Not even LU's goalie themselves, Soren, can stop that. So definitely a force to be reckoned with. We'll have to see if they respect that from the side of UTD, maybe even ban it, but we'll have to see how these bans go.
Right. It'll be interesting because we saw Itihan's flexibility come out yesterday, right? When X wasn't looking great, the Dubu came out, but we saw both have the same, or arguably the same, impact and effectiveness overall, right? This presence up in your face that everybody struggled so much with and that Lakeland was really able to embrace and play around. So we'll see. I mean, like, it's hard to say what the answer is because I said it during the replays, right? We haven't seen a successful answer. We've seen some attempts, various strategies to try to quell this monster that is brewing. But, yeah, I'm not sure what to expect from UTD.
Yeah, Amarat's their goalie. I think he really has to step up today. Being against E.T. Han and Mouse usually aiming more towards Soren's side. He's always there to help protect him. But E.T. Han, he needs to be able to somehow get it out from E.T. Han. And part of that is also his forwards have to help him. Windoge and Snake. They're well known by the community. They're so good. But can they stand up to the pressure of this Lakeland squad that has been through so much together? They've been together so long. So we're going to have to see if they can really pull through at that number 3 seed, just right below Lakeland. So
yeah, and as we wait to get into this game, I want to hear your opinions on the other side, right? We have SLU against George Mason, 2 equally storied teams and programs that just recently played. We got to watch at George Mason's tournament, Game Mason. Their LAN had an Omega Strikers segment to it, and those finals were George Mason against SLU, and SLU looked very, very strong in that showing.
Yeah, SLU has been also looking so strong the whole entirety of this season, undefeated even, and both of them so strong, but SLU, I think, has got that edge up on the competition, so I think they'll bring it through, at least for that matchup.
Yeah, and what do you think that edge is? Like, what is it that makes this SLU roster so special?
You know, same with Lakeland. They've been playing together so long. They've been playing this game, honestly, forever. They just grind and grind and grind. And everyone knows, Coin, you know him. You know everyone on the SLU roster. You've got Trademark. So, you know, I think they just grind their butts off, and they're just unmatched talent in the game.
Yeah,
so.
Certainly very, very talented, and have shown that they can mesh together on an unparalleled level, I guess. But we should be looking to get in the game here pretty soon as we move back to this Lakeland UTD series. Number 2 against number 3, winners side of this tournament. Championship Sunday, Nolan, game number 1. Let's get into it. Night market looking like, I guess, what are you expecting here, bans-wise? Itihan needs to be addressed. I think we both agree on that. But
yeah,
in what way?
And I wonder if they're going to try and run the same thing. They were running the Era, Asher, and X with Itihan just devastating that goal box. They will ban the Asher away from Soren. A smart choice here with the Luna banned as well. I'm wondering if that has to do something Awakening-wise, or if that has to do with one of them just plays it a whole bunch. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll have to see once we get into game what those Awakenings were. Itihan back on this X, though.
Yeah, we'll be sure to take a look once we get into game at the Awakenings and see what at least one, if not both, of the starting Awakenings are. But an interesting pick from Soren here to go for Vice as the alternative to his banned Asher pick.
Yeah, and Soren, he's so comfortable on this Vice. He has a lot of games on it, and honestly, they just have so much damage as well now. So that is something that I have to be careful for. The Deadeye start also is going to make that device do so much damage. Everyone else with that recovery drone for size and 1 KO per set, kind of a...
Yeah, it'll be very, very interesting to see as these people will be certainly fishing for kills, right? We acknowledge the damage that it looks like Lakeland has, but, I mean, 1 recovery per, or 1 revival per set will certainly be interesting because I'm not sure if that will be enough, right? We'll see how Lakeland plans to address their own damage, but as Kazan finds himself staggered already and drawing out a now heal to fix that situation, and we see a great little mix-up there from Snake to find the goal barrier, as now Lakeland's goal will be open. Itihan fighting for his life. There goes his recovery drone. So 1 down on the board.
Yeah, and they're really doing a good job of addressing Itihan. He's not able to get inside this goal barrier box, as he does finally be able to get the second goal barrier, trying to look for nice by Amaretz. Is going to have to core flip, is going to get away from Itihan there though. Snake getting low.
Yeah, and this is dangerous territory as he just inches his way up into Soren's face, and an awkward situation means that Soren cannot make that save, and a great angle will put UT Dallas up 1-0 to start this game.
Yeah, and Snake being able to inch forward with that strike in the closed umbrella form, able to get one, but Itihan able to get a barrier to start this.
Yeah. Yeah, Itihan looking for just anything, right? Trying to find this other goal barrier, try to open up UTD's goal, but nothing just yet, as now looking to maintain possession as Snake just pokes one through and is able to get 1 goal barrier for himself on the other side. Now Itihan with a core flip, looking to punch it in, and he sure does. If he can do one thing, it's punch it in real well, Nolan.
Yeah, Itihan finally at that level 2, able to get that ultimate, gets the size, gets the extra hit on to the core there, able to punch it in finally with the help of that core flip. But now that doesn't have the core flip, but does get the 2 goal barriers there. Mouse trying to feed it back to him. The bull rush not going to connect. Snake going to look for a goal barrier of his own, but not able to find it quite yet. Emirates trying to get it away from Itihan, is able to escape both the Air Tornado and Itihan for the moment. Itihan not able to punch it in, back to Snake. Is going to get trapped by the Tofu Fortress here. Snake and Windoge trying to get it away. Is are going to be able to do it. No goal barrier quite yet, though. Is going to get one through Soren's Vice ult, though. Back to E.T. Han. Not quite, though. The strike shot being employed. Nice defense from Amarats. Does have the core flip. Has to use it. And Soren coming up with a secondary, able to punch it in.
Yeah, Soren coming up with his own energy bar, right? Using his core flip to find a window, force a window, and score on it will put Lakeland up 2-1 in this first set here.
Oh, window almost dying on the side, has to core flip. Is going to get one barrier there. Tihan looking for it with Mouse. Is going to find two. Wow. Has the core flip on the side of Mouse. Is going to try and get it. Not able to find E.T. Han there. Snake and Windoge in possession after Soren. E.T. Han coming up.
Yeah, worth noting, too, that E.T. Han procs the recovery drone, but it doesn't even matter as he's able to squeak one in off the very edge of the goal, putting Lakeland up 1-0 in this first game here.
And a nice little find off that angle from E.T. Han. Soren getting first pick here.
What do we like here?
He is seeming to hover the quick strike here. Castellas still up for both the Now and the Era. So we'll see. The Now does decide to take that away. A really nice awakening for herself. Unstoppable coming through from Era, trying to kind of negate some of those stuns from the side of UT Dallas here. Spark of Strength going to be going over to the Kazan, trying to spark up and build different over to the X. Going to make him huge.
Yeah, and worth noting also that a Spark was lost in that exchange, as Spark of Focus will go to nobody. But we saw yesterday some very strong Now players who oftentimes, at least on our stream, did end up getting Castellas, and it felt very good with this movement speed and just presence to be able to run around and find yourself wherever you need to be. Now, a kill does go down onto the Now, so that recovery drone is down for the rest of this set, but E.T. Han looking to punish, right where he wants to be in his comfort zone, and it's right in your face.
Yeah, and so much damage coming out. Windows does not have that recovery drone. Trying to look for the KO, but not able to find it at Min and Mouse able to find the goal there.
Yeah, and just, I mean, I feel like a broken record. It's all I can say. The pressure that E.T. Han is applying, dealing so much damage with help from Soren and Mouse to really maximize the amount of damage output he's putting. I mean, look at what he's doing to this poor Dubu. He might go down here. It won't quite, and a Now heal might save the day to at least unstagger him for now. But, I mean, look at how clumped UTD has to play to address this E.T. Han, right? It's such a problem. Soren now using his own core flip to try to find a hole and get this goal barrier down, and it's unsuccessful, but a great save from Mouse will mean that they don't lose their goal barrier until now. But UTD on the aggression now as they look for potentially a goal to get out of this situation, right? This hole that they've dug themselves, but a core flip going one direction. Ooh. A kill onto Dubu will proc his recovery drone, and another kill onto Now will not proc a recovery drone because she is dead. Numbers in favor of Lakeland, trying to punch it in there, unable to, but possession staying in Lakeland's side, right? Haven't lost it quite yet. No scoring threat just yet for UTD, but now we're into dangerous territory as, yep, one more uncomfortable face-to-face situation for Soren is a missed save and a goal for this Kazan.
Yeah, and something important to note is that even though they don't get that goal, the set's not lost yet. They did get the recovery drone off of Amarats, and Windows doesn't have it, so that's going to be a huge contention point as they already have two barriers. Amarats forced to flip, not going to find a barrier back there, trying to get it back to E.T. Han, going to ult, not able to find it. The bull rush almost killing Dubu there.
Yeah, and yeah, you make a great point. It's worth mentioning that these recovery drones, proccing them now will only benefit you later. So unfortunately that, yeah, Lakeland did not score last time. They will score here, and with no recovery drones left, Lakeland can be looking for way more kills now.
Yeah, and just when you think you're getting away from E.T. Han, Soren comes up with that secondary and is like, hey, I'm on the other side, and now you have to deal with the second threat. So Soren, really nice positioning there to come up and help his team. The Bull Rush taking away the log. They're able to find the first. Tofu Fortress having to be used. Able to save one as Snake gets one back. One barrier on the side of each. Oh, and really nice. Able to find the second barrier. Snake trying to find the goal here to tie it up 2-2, and is able to sneak it in. Really nice hook from Snake.
Wow, yeah, right down the pipe, right between the two defenders. Why not? But neither one can reach, and a great shot there from UTD to tie up this set, and potentially, if they're able to get one more, tie up this game.
Yeah, and this, if they win the set, it could be really important. You have to remember Snake is sparking up here, so if they get priority on that spark, it could be really important for the scaling of this UT Dallas comp.
Yeah, and I want to make a point to acknowledge that, you know, we pointed out how scary it is when Soren steps up like this, but the coordination, oh my lord, all the damage coming out from Lakeland right at once now. Everybody missing their strikes, and that will go away and kill some time on this power play. A great strike there from Snake, but up aggression is the name of the game. Soren up finding himself as a forward with Mouse all the way back playing goalie, and a core flip will punch that one in, and Lakeland up 2-0 now in this game one.
Yeah, and you see the synergy of this Lakeland side. Soren going up, Mouse falling back, taking the position of goalie there, and Soren's like, hey, I have core flip. I'm going to go so aggressive. I'm going to use this core flip. Mouse, you stay back just in case, and we're going to do these rotations. So flawless. Kazan is going to pick up the Spark of Agility, though. Spark of Leadership not picked up yet. And the Chrono Boost, so important for the era, is going to go over as well, and the aerials to the device.
Yeah, and it's back to your point about the comfort on this Lakeland squad, right? The experience they have, everything they've had to go through to have this confidence in stepping up and being able to tell your teammates, hey, get back, like, I've got to play, I see something, let me have my moment. And having it work out, I mean, we're seeing the fruits of their labor as they're a 2-seed in this tournament and look borderline untouchable. But enough about them, right? We see a goal barrier go down for UTD, just trying to survive. Dubu can all but hope to survive at this point. Everybody's recovery drones are back, but not for very long, as Dubu will go down and proc that drone. The goal barrier will go down as well, and Dubu once again finding himself with little to no HP and trying to just get out of this situation, but X standing right on top of him. A now heal will prevent the inevitable for just a little bit longer, but I mean, just getting tossed around, and once more he will go down. Now, the core gets away, and time will be lost on this power play as now Mouse looking to feed Itihan, and it's that simple. Once it gets up there, he's going to punch it in, especially if your goalie's dead.
Yeah, in this Chrono Boost that was picked up by Era in this last Awakening draft, making X so big and so fast that he is able to just look, he's just able to sprint at the start down towards Amarats here, and is just getting so much damage. Windoge also having no recovery drone, almost falling to the Era Tornado there. Trying to get it back to E.T. Han and looking for the kill on Windoge, not able to find it. Trying to get this out.
Yeah, and we see, I mean, just a textbook strike war, right? And this, I feel like we have not seen as much potential from this now as we've seen in previous games, right? The presence, in my opinion, hasn't been as strong as we've seen in the past, and a great clear there from Soren to make the save with his core flip. But, I mean, a kill found onto the now that I was just talking about, right? With no recovery drone, Shu will go down, a core flip for Itihan, and the core on the right side of the field means danger. As
nice
bounce off the wall in the middle of the field will mean another goal barrier goes down. The bull rush just misses, but again, this is dangerous territory. A core flip comes out from the goalie, and a slight missed shot both sides. Now Itihan has the core again, and all he needs is an opportunity, and it will go in. Unfortunate missed shots there from Snake on the Kazan to not squeak that one in.
Yeah, trying to find the very tips of the edge of the corner there to try and find out, but the now is just dead.
I mean, yeah, this, I feel like deja vu, right? Now goes down again. Snake still has his recovery drone. You see where the attention's going for Lakeland, and it's on this now and Dubu. Now both with their recovery drones down, it does not even matter, right? Itihan just striking it through, not even really anything crazy, but Lakeland plays like that. This is a very strong squad, and they will go up 1-0 in this series.
Yeah, and Itihan with those double size awakenings plus his ult means that he can just wait and wait to second strike that, and it's so hard to win a strike war versus him, because even if the Dubu waits to the very last millisecond, X can still wait and say, hey, my strike range is huge. I'm just going to strike it after you.
Yeah, and such a commanding, game there, as everybody on Lakeland's squad, including the goalie and the era, outdamaged every single member on UT Dallas. I mean, that's intimidating, right? And we kind of called it from the beginning that was the name of their comp, and their Awakenings was going to be damage. They're looking for, they picked the Vice looking for that damage, and sure enough, we see that pay off. That was intimidating.
Yeah, and for sure, maybe not so much of a traditional goalie, but able to step forward, get those secondaries, get onto the other side of the field, especially with those aerials awakening, and just able to cause so much havoc. You have to evade that ult or you're taking so much damage, and because you're using all the evasion on the Vice ult, you can't evade that X. You can't, just so much damage just everywhere from the side of Lakeland. In such a commanding game one.
Yeah, and it's impressive too that they're not. It's one thing to just throw all your damage and all your abilities at UTD and just hope that it lands and all that, but they're stacking it very well, right? They're never throwing a Vice ult at the same time as an X ult or the rest of X's damage, right? It's, you have to choose. We're going to make you evade one or the other. And as we look at these replays, right, they just don't have enough. I mean, look at the energy disparity. Dubu starving for anything, and they did find the first goal, right? This was an interesting storyline here that this game started with Lakeland looking just a little bit uncomfortable, but once they settled in, they never looked back.
Yeah, for sure. Snake not able to find much. Able to find a lot of goal barriers, but not quite goals. And it looks like we have just gotten word that Lakeland is actually losing a ban for game 2 because they used a banned skin.
Yes, so I believe that Vice skin is actually not legal in this tournament, just because of the abilities, I believe, are just generally like harder to see. So Lakeland will be losing their ban for game 2 as a punishment, but that should not take away from the fact that we saw a very talented squad here in the first game, and I expect to see very similar in game 2. And I'm curious what the response is going to be. Something's got to give, because this Lakeland team looked arguably too comfortable in that first game.
Yeah, and the thing is, they're going to their map on Tycho, this next map that we're coming up on, where they looked so comfortable. They had that Dubu forward, which I don't know if they can ban. I know Emirates is very comfortable on the Atlas as well, so maybe something they have to look at banning. But then again, you have the X, so it's like, pick your poison. There's so much to deal with, and that's not even considering Soren or Mouse's pool.
Yeah, and we see, I mean, just general miscues, right, from those missed shots on that last replay. And, I mean, as we look to move into game number 2 here on Lakeland's pick, Tycho Temple, we will see if UTD is able to come up with any strategy to disrupt the momentum that Lakeland has going their way, or will this inevitable force put UTD down into losers and play the winner against the winner of SLU and George Mason.
Yeah, for sure. The Dubu ban coming out. But again, as we were just saying, he's hovering the X.
Yep.
And we'll see if he locks it in here. Once that timer runs out, is going to lock in the X. And yeah, you have to pick your poison. It's either the Dubu who gets it into the corner, or X who just runs at you and just punches it in anyway. So
it hurts, right? And when you have such a just one or the other coin flip style approach to this game, I'm wondering if it's even worth banning, right? Since Itihan is so obviously comfortable on both of these characters, you ban one, he just picks the other, and he doesn't feel the effect of that ban at all. So I wonder if maybe the answer is to try to ban out somebody else. I mean, we saw them ban Asher game 1 to try to go after Soren, but it's uncomfortable, right? And we see Mouse play Era a lot. I mean, like, maybe that's worth banning. It's hard to say, but ultimately it does not matter, right? We get into game 2 here. Lakeland's pick of Tycho Temple. We see Spark of Agility and Twin Drive going both ways. So Atlas feeling comfortable with a Twin Drive in his pocket to start this game.
Yeah, and Spark of Agility, kind of one of the sparks that you're more than happy just to take it just as itself, giving just a decent amount of speed, especially to the X and the Asher here. Snake having to evade to dodge that KO from Soren. But again, they banned this Asher the game before, but Soren is so comfortable, especially in this corner. Snake able to find it past Soren though.
Yeah, we see it so often on the offensive side of the core, right? With an Asher so comfortable in the corner to just stuff it through with little to no issues. But when you put the Asher on defense, right, you'd expect the same thing. That if the core ends up in a corner, that Asher's going to get it through you and going the other direction. Now that time, we don't see that as Snake is able to squeak that one right along the wall and into the goal with this core flip still online. UTD, familiar territory, scoring first here in game 2.
Yeah, and I know Snake, his Zentaro is very comfortable as far as I'm aware. Itihan able to find the corner though, Windoge having to punch it out after Snake's core flip there. Snake looking for one, not able to find it past the Asher quite yet. Soren doing a good job. Snake trying to delay that core, is able to find that first barrier and looking for that second barrier. Windoge and Snake not able to find it. Amaret's doing a good job trying to keep Itihan out, having to employ the core flip from Windoge, taking a weird bounce, but is able to get the barrier on the other side. Looking for the kill on Itihan, actually. Not able to kill him quite yet.
Yeah, there's only been 1 point, but this feels like a very different game so far. I mean, Lakeland is just a little rattled. I mean, as Itihan is forced to step back and look to grab help, but Soren goes up and scores himself. Atlas will die in the goal, and Soren, with his core flip also still online, says, I will take this into my own hands and put it in myself.
Yeah, and doesn't even have to use the core flip there. He's like, yeah, I can do it all. I can defend the goal. I can get the goal. So trying to do it all himself there, and is able to find the goal. Mouse trying to find on the bottom side there. Does have the core flip. Probably going to be used here soon. Is going to miss the strike, though. Back to Soren, who also still has that core flip.
Yeah, and you'll notice Mouse does too, right? Energy is certainly favoring Lakeland right now as we see a core flip trade come from Snake and Soren. But Soren finds himself stuck in a corner again with Snake, and so far Snake is winning these interactions. So if that can keep up, that's looking like it's going to be the answer for UT Dallas that they needed last game but just couldn't find. So we'll see if that trend continues. Yeah,
Able to delay the core with both his primary and the ulti. So able to kind of wait out that secondary. Is able to find one in the corner though. Windoge looking, not able to find it. Is small from the era, passing back and forth. Beautiful passes, but not able to find it quite yet. Primary not going to be able to find it. The Imitar able to punch it in. Soren not able to get it down to Mouse.
Yeah, well-timed and well-placed Amy turret makes a very, very uncomfortable situation for any goalie, including Soren, who hears more praise than what feels like any other player in this league, but sometimes they just get you. And that one was very, very well played by Windoge to place the turret where it needed to be. But once again, I mean, Soren unable to get out of this corner, looking almost a little uncomfortable, stuck in these tight situations with Snake. And I was going to say 1v1s, but that had, I mean, so many players on both squads looking to address that situation, and now forced to core flip and still can't get it out as Snake able to just punch that one in. And once again, UT Dallas threatening to take their first set of this series.
Yeah, and again, what you were saying, it feels like a very different game. Itihan dead now, but had to come back at the start of the set. Windoge and Snake trying to punch it in, not quite able to. Amaret's with the strike shot, able to get possession back to them, but the KO going over is going to spell the end of their power play. Itihan coming back.
Yeah, and a power play the other direction, right, as Mouse has her core flip, and there it goes. Era with a very, very successful shot on goal there, but unfortunately it does not quite go in. The goal is open, and Lakeland looking to potentially tie this set, but not quite yet, as now Snake looking the other direction. Once again, we see the imposing pressure of Snake on this Centauro, right? It has been so successful so far, and now Soren forced to step up in front of Snake to make sure that he never even gets an opportunity to shoot at the goal. But Soren stepping back as the core goes to the other side of the field. Mouse misses an unfortunate strike, and now a great angle from Snake off the drums will mean that UT Dallas finds their first set in this series.
Yeah, the Atlas looking so comfortable from Amarat's, able to use the strike shot, Windoge and Snake keeping possession. The core can't go to ET Han, so they're just not scoring, which is, they're breaking this formula from the side of Lakeland, which I'd love to see.
Yeah, I mean, we said it in the pregame, we said it all during game one. We haven't really seen an answer to the ET Han crisis striking the Collegiate Core Strike League. But, I mean, so far, it's only been one set, right? But so far, this has looked very successful with X now down at the bottom of this draft, forced to take a glass cannon that he might not have wanted.
Yeah, glass cannon, not exactly X's preferred awakening here. Castellas being denied from Amarat's there. Snake able to find the heavy impacts in that draft though, so his damage is going to scale exponentially. But Mouse did get that second spark. If you remember, we started with Spark of Agility here. Does get that Spark of Focus, so is going to be able to launch more Bewitching Beams and make this X faster.
Man, and I want to point out that Air Beam hit 3 targets, both Itihan and 2 enemies. And yet Itihan's still struggling to find the damage to put it away. He bounces all the way from the middle to one side, all the way to the other, and still dies. This is becoming a problem for Lakeland as they can't find the success with Itihan that they've had through this whole tournament.
Yeah, and Snake looking for the kill on Soren, not able to find it quite yet, but getting so much damage. He now, Snake now getting bounced around, not able to find the KO from the side of Lakeland. Snake trying to help Amarat, is able to find it. Mouse not fast enough and caught out of goal on the rotation. The goal's going to go in.
And again, uncharacteristic moments, mistakes from Lakeland here as Soren steps up, calling for aggression, and we see Mouse try to step back, and the call was obviously made, but Mouse just up a little too far, and a big commitment leads to a big mistake from Lakeland. And I mean, they look uncomfortable. I think it's starting to sink in for them.
Yeah, ET Han again really low. Gonna try and find the KO, but bouncing off the Taiko drum, not able to find it quite yet. ET Han trying to just survive here. Snake looking for this pressure in the corner once again. Windoge trying to help him, but ET Han able to find the second barrier. 2 barriers to 0.
Yeah, this one finally leaning Lakeland's way, and we'll see if they're able to finish, right? Although, I mean, Snake once again in a corner finds 2 of his own, and we have an equal situation, right? Both nets are open. Itihan looking for an opportunity to put it in on his own terms, and sure enough, he will, with a great stun onto Atlas, knocking him just out of position that he can't make that save. Great calculated play from both Era and X on that one to tie up this set here.
Yeah, but this UT Dallas squad looking so much more comfortable, able to find these barriers finally, able to find these goals. Snake using this Centauro to pause this core as 1 barrier apiece goes to each side. Snake looking for a second, but the Asher ult stopping him in his tracks. The core flip gonna come out. The ult trying to get it past, but not able to do so quite yet. Emrat's nice defense there.
Yeah, and a great job from Soren to hold his core flip through all of that, right? There was a lot of potential moments that he could have panicked and just thrown his core flip out to get a moment of respite, but still has it with a goal barrier left. Is a pretty comfortable situation for Lakeland's goalie, but we will see, right? With Snake approaching, this has been dangerous territory, and there goes the core flip. So a great save, ultimately worth it from Soren, but again, I mean, a great play from Snake to force that out, right? Because we find ourselves in this situation again, but this time Soren doesn't have a core flip to save him. So we will see if Snake's able to put it away. He is not just yet, but Itihan looking to ult the other side with a core flip of his own. That one will drop the goal barrier. And with Lakeland now, an opportunity to score and pull ahead on this set where they have looked just a little uncomfortable so far in this game. But if they're able to score here and potentially take this set with another goal, I mean, that would put them right on track and potentially get in UTD's head.
Ooh, able to find that second goal barrier. Itihan looking not able to find it. Snake getting low here. Not going to quite bounce off the Taiko tempo.
Yeah, and Amy looking for a great core flip and potentially just awkward angle and try to catch Lakeland off guard. It doesn't quite work. And Soren looking for a core flip of his own off a drum. That one is also saved before much of a threat, and Soren strikes just a little too early, and that one goes right through him. Mouse, I don't even think was ready for it, and UTD finds their second goal off of a random shot.
Yeah, Mouse caught unaware there, even had the core flip, but not opting to use it. UT Dallas looking for their second set here, need one more goal. UT Han not quite dying there, is getting quite low, able to get the orb to heal up just a little bit, but Windoge and Snake keeping so much pressure.
Yeah, and great job from Soren there to finally find himself out of a corner situation and clearing that one up to the opposite side of the field. But ET Han staggered once again, right? Still just starving out for any help, but he'll find some help and get a kill onto Zentaro and level up like twice there. That will certainly help his stagger situation, but I mean, again, like, uncharacteristic miscues from Lakeland have gotten them in an uncomfortable situation here. If UTD is able to score this goal right here, they go up 2-0. I don't even know if Lakeland's been in this situation yet in this tournament.
Yeah, for sure, but Lakeland is Lakeland, so you can never quite count them out of this game. Soren finally core flipping there, able to find one back, 1-1 in goal barriers. Amaret's able to hold on to his life and his goal barrier there. ET Han finally finding it with a nice angle. The Bewitching Beam not quite hitting there. ET Han looking, but nice defense from Amaret's.
A weird angle will mean the last goal barrier will drop for Lakeland as well, but and a great play there from UTD does put them up 2-0 in this second game on Lakeland's map. UTD with all the momentum in the world right now.
Yeah, and you can see how comfortable Snake is on the Centauro, able to passive dash into that secondary to just secure the goal right past Soren. And we see, gonna take the Spark of Resilience. I believe he does have the agility, so gonna give him some more staying power. He was cracked quite a bit there in that set, so hopefully going to make him a lot more durable, as the Chrono Boost being denied from the side of UT Dallas.
Yeah, that one hurts, right? I mean, like, it feels good to deny it, but that does not apply to Atlas, right? Not that I can think of. So, but the right move, for sure, to take that away from Era, as we now look to get into set number 3 of map number 2 in this series.
Yeah, and Snake once again applying that pressure forward. Windows helping him as well. ET Han more in midfield, not quite being able to just stay by Amarats like he has been in that first game. He's able to finally get a goal barrier though. He did get the build diff, so with the ult, he is quite huge here. But Soren and ET Han not able to find it.
Yeah, and again, Soren looking for the aggressive plays, stepping up so far and so comfortably, right? Knowing where he needs to be, that if one strike just happens to get away from it, he can still get back and save it in time. But ET Han looking to put one more away, but on the other side, Snake finds the one he needs. Now, a great save from Soren there to get out of a sticky situation, but still possession in favor of UTD now, as Snake looking to put one more past Soren and potentially take the lead in this third set. Sure enough, Snake puts that one right in Soren's face.
Yeah, and the passes so just precise from the side of UT Dallas. ET Han even feeling like he has to come back, that he has to help. He cannot just be sitting in the other goal like he has been, but is able to find one barrier here, trying to find the other, isn't able to find it until he does. Amarat's having to use a core flip, but not able to protect his barrier, as Mouse finds a nice angle past both Doge and Amarats there.
Yeah, and that was textbook Lakeland right there. ET Han going up and getting both goal barriers, didn't even need his core flip because Mouse was able to step up and find an angle of her own. So, I mean, back to form for Lakeland for at least 1 point there, and we'll see if they're able to keep that up for 3 whole sets now, as they will be in need of a reverse sweep if they want to take their own map here from UT Dallas and win this series on this map.
Oh, ET Han not able to find the double there or any sort of barrier. Finally able to find one, trying to find the second, not able to find it quite yet. Mouse in possession. Soren having the core flip there. Snake not able to find it. Does have the core flip now, though. So let's see if he can get anything done now in the corner. Able to get it out, though, but still back in the corner. Not able to find a nice defense from Soren there. Amarat's not able to defend against that barrier. E.T. Han not able to find the goal, though.
Yeah, and we'll see if Mouse is able to feed this E.T. Han once again, right? Soren finally able to get out of these corner situations that he had been struggling with this whole game, and maybe this is the answer, right? Maybe this is what turns this game from making Lakeland look so uncomfortable in these first 2 sets to now being able to get out of these situations, right? He hasn't lost a goal barrier yet, and Mouse is able to put one in.
Yeah, and those saves by Soren were disgusting.
Yes.
Able to employ the secondary, have the faster strikes, barely just saving that goal barrier just again and again and again. But Snake on the offensive, trying to find a barrier. Almost dies from E.T. Han's ult there, but not going to fall quite yet. E.T. Han trying to still look for it. Oh, the double going over to E.T. Han.
Yeah, an uncomfortable angle there for this Atlas, trying to clear it out, but intercepted immediately by E.T. Han, and unfortunately loses both goal barriers for that mistake. But we will see, right, going the other direction, if UT Dallas is able to get this goal barrier down, and they are an open net for both sides. We'll see if Lakeland's able to score here and get out of a pretty bad situation, as now the goalie will go down. And another intercepted shot for E.T. Han. Will scoop that right from this Zentaro's core flip, and he will put one in on himself. Now, we did just get word from our production as we look towards this draft that on the other side of the bracket there is potentially an upset brewing, as George Mason has just taken game 1 off of SLU.
The spark of strength, though, coming back to the game, it being taken by the Asher, having to carefully not give it to that Zentaro who has so much damage, but does pick up the specialized training on the other side, so that Zentaro's still getting a lot of damage out of this draft. And the X having that extra special, he's going to get that special faster and at the start of every single round.
Yeah, that will certainly be a problem, and we saw that be a problem even just yesterday with Lakeland's series against UCLA. We saw that E.T. Han got extra special in one of those games, and it instantly had its effect with him ulting basically non-stop and just shoving it to wherever he needs to put it. And now, once again, both goal barriers go down, and here comes the ult once again, right? The extra special finding its value. He's huge from his era, but unfortunately will not be able to find another strike, as UT Dallas puts up a great defensive effort to keep it away from him and stall out that ult.
Yeah, and Windowed and Snake trying to keep it away from this X. Is able to find the barrier on the other side, trying to get it out, but Mouse.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, Soren stepping up a little aggressively and losing his goal barrier, but it ultimately does not matter, as they are able to find an angle all the way around on the other side of the map and just loop it right into UTD's goal.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what exactly changed, but Lakeland starting to kind of wake up in the second game here. It's like, okay, you got 2 sets. I guess we'll start having to play again. So hopefully E.T. Han with the core flip, not opting to use it, but still getting the barrier, is opting to use it now. Trying to find the angle off the taiko drum, is able to find the second barrier, trying to punch it in. Amarat's in window, getting a little low, able to heal off of the Atlas ult. Not going to go in quite yet, though. Snake on the offensive. And the bounce off the taiko drum is going to find it. Amarat's and UT Dallas not expecting that one, as Lakeland's looking for a quick set too.
Yeah, I mean, that was filthy, and I want to say that wasn't intentional, but with everything we saw yesterday and how comfortable we know that Lakeland is on this map, I would not be shocked if they had that, if E.T. Han knew that angle was going to work. But we see an immediate core flip come out from Windowge to just instantly drop 1 goal barrier, and now Soren left to try to defend 1. Snake with a core flip of his own will drop the other. That's 2 core flips used to get both goal barriers down, and we'll see with now no energy to finish the job if they're able to punch it in, but Soren with another great defensive effort and a good clear towards Mouse as they start a possession of their own. Meanwhile, it's worth noting that there's a power play going on. I missed a kill somewhere as Windowge went down there, but they are not able to capitalize.
Yeah, ET-Han bull rushed Windowge into the top middle of the map there.
I didn't even notice.
ET-Han looking, not able to find it with the primary there.
Wow.
Snake not able to find it on his side as well. Almost sneaks it in, but the nice kind of speed up from Mouse there, able to find it. Soren barely able to get it out there into the corner, not going to quite find it. That would have gone in, I believe, if it would have been in the right angle. The bull rush is going to kill the Atlas, but not going to get the goal quite yet. ET-Han with a nice pass from Mouse, going to be able to find the goal. And honestly, I don't know how the Atlas died.
You know, that was crazy, yeah. Bull rush to the face will knock you all the way back into your own goal. Pretty intimidating stuff here, but, I mean, we said it. You said it. Lakeland is still Lakeland, and it's so hard to count them out even when they're down in such a dangerous spot. But just like that, I mean, I feel like I blinked and this game is tied 2-2.
Yeah, and there's so many good awakenings here. We have Quick Strike on the X, Explosive Entrance, not... I believe he already... Okay, he is going to take it. Monumentalist or Primetime is going to... Okay, Monumentalist for the Era. And also, we have the Spark of Leadership from the Asher. And if you remember, she has Agility and she has Spark of Strength.
Yes.
And that's all going to go to X as well. So that is something that's going to be so dangerous. And I think Lakeland has scaled so much better into this game, but Snake trying to prove us wrong here, trying to find the goal barriers, not able to find one, as the kill going to go on to Mouse, trying to make use of this power play. Not going to find the one barrier. Really nice from Soren. Snake trying to find one, is able to find the first. Trying to find the second, though. ET-Han able to punch it out. Amarat's trying to get possession back to his forwards.
Yeah, and we see now Mouse is back alive, and with 2 goal barriers down, they absolutely need the help as they will look to clear out of this situation as Snake and Windowge are laying on the aggression, and Amy Turret comes out, but 2 core flips, one for ET-Han, one from Soren, might mean that they could send a goal barrier the other way, but ET-Han is staggered and loses his core flip, tried to hold on to it for just a little too long, and he will end up not getting anything from it. Now Soren left on an island with Mouse and no more help. A core flip just misses. A great effort, to be fair, but just wide, and UT Dallas strikes first in set number 5.
Able to barely slip it past their Mouse, going up a little too far, trying to just help with the stuffing power of UT Dallas, but that goal going through. Amarat's able to hold his first barrier there from ET-Han's ult. Snake on the other side now, trying to find that first barrier. Not able to quite find it yet. Snake still not able to find it. The Asher ult saving it. Really nice from Soren. Still not able to find it. Mouse trying to help him get it out. Is going to find the first barrier finally. That Air Tornado kind of keeping it on the side. Amarat's able to get it out. Does have the core flip here. So the first barrier going to be falling. ET-Han does have core flip here. So many core flips almost up. Mouse opting to use his. ET-Han finally finding it. Is going to opt to use the ult. So much damage, though. Does have the core flip, so they need to keep it away from ET-Han. Windowge doing a really nice job with the IME turret here. Snake opting to use the ult, trying to find this second goal barrier. Is going to find it. Soren core flipping here.
Oh, and a weird interaction there. No, he misses the middle drum. Again, a slight miscue from Lakeland, but it does not matter as ET-Han says, okay, I missed the goal. I will just kill you. Now acknowledging the drum that screwed him over there as he missed his core flip and almost set it into his goal, but Lakeland just coordinated enough to save the play and send it the other direction.
Yeah, it's such a close game here, just a matter of inches. As you see, ET-Han missed the drum by a matter of inches. That goal could have gone the other way. So this series don't count anyone out quite yet. Nice from Amarat to keep ET-Han as far away from the goal, but does lose a goal barrier there. Mouse trying to work with ET-Han to get it to him. Is able to find the second barrier there. Nicely done from ET-Han and Mouse. As Windowge and Snake looking to apply the same sort of pressure on the other side. Snake does have the core flip, not quite using it yet. ET-Han does have it on the side of him.
Oh, wow, and a good interrupt again from Soren. He will lose his goal barrier eventually, but ET-Han also used his core flip on the other side of the map. So potentially a little less scoring threat now that this Atlas needs to be prepared for. But a core flip from the other forward means not quite anything just yet, actually, as the drums will pass the core all the way around, round, and about, up into Mouse's hands for a clean goal into the corner.
Yeah, and just about every core flip being used there. The only one with energy being Amarat's coming up on a core flip here. Snake trying to build a core flip of his own. Not able to quite yet. Itihan finding a barrier with that ult. Mouse in a great position, trying to close out this game. Amarat's able to core flip it away.
Yeah, and this is scary, right? I mean, 2 sets, 2 goals. Lakeland only needs 1 more to complete this reverse sweep and take this whole series, but UT Dallas's winners bracket status on the line right now as they look to get a single goal barrier just to start, but Lakeland in such control right now, and they look to punch it in, and they do. Lakeland completes the reverse sweep, takes game 2, takes the series, and will move on to play the winner of SLU and George Mason.
Yeah, and it looked a little dicey to start the game there. UT Dallas finding 2 sets to 0, but Lakeland able to claw back that game. That spark of leadership, especially in set 5, just doing so much for the side of Lakeland. As we see the stats here, so much damage from both Itihan and
Good
Snake.
Lord. Yeah, I mean, and that was the name of the game, right? Both teams really playing through their scorer, right? The upfront presence, and we saw a lot of success from Snake early on, kind of making Soren look out of place, look uncomfortable in those first couple games, or first couple sets, excuse me. But I mean, down a hole, 2-0. You said it. Lakeland is still Lakeland, and you cannot get ahead of yourself. So, as we look towards the bracket here, we will show you, excuse me, that Lakeland has advanced to the semifinals. On the winner's side, they will play the winner. They will await the winner of George Mason and SLU. And as we look to the other side at the fate of UT Dallas, they now find themselves with their hands full in NJIT.
Yeah, and Lakeland going to be facing the winner of George Mason and SLU, which, as we said during that game, we did get the update that George Mason was up 1 game. So not sure what the status of that game.
Yes, we've been told that set 1 of game 2 has also just gone to GMU. So be sure to catch that stream. I believe that is live on the other
on Striker
stream.
Central.
So
yeah.
Striker Central. I certainly don't want to tell all of our viewers to go leave, but that is a heck of a series going on right now. So be sure to stay up to date with all the Omega Strikers action going on. I believe we are going to take a break here. So thank you very much for watching this series between Lakeland and UTD. Lakeland taking it in the end. We will be back with more Omega Strikers action later, so we will see you there.